Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the White Belt MMA podcast, and it's an absolute pleasure to have on the show today Lionel Young, who set the fight at Cage Times 55 on August 27th against Bruno Dias. So, Lionel, is the first time I have you on. So, my first question is, how you doing today, my man?
Chilling, man. Just got out of work. Had a little appointment with the doctor and shit. Same old shit. Another
Yeah,
day.
there you go, man. Another
My
day,
face,
another dollar.
face might be a little droopy, man. So if that's the case, man, doctor, you know my shit up.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. Yeah, dude. So again, like I said, man, it's the first time I have you on, and like the one thing I like doing when I get people on for the first time is one, ask them about how they got their start in combat sports, right? But I always set up the question the same way: is some people they stumbled upon the sport, other people they got it in through family. So for you, man, what was your story?
Shit, man. I come from like a real bad background. Real street kid. Had a very bad upbringing. Always in trouble. Always getting locked up and stuff. So when I had like a little family, I started a family. I wanted to find something that I felt like was more natural to me. So I was like, I always like fighting. So it was like, man, see what you could do. And I got into it. When I first got into it, I was like a karate guy. I really didn't know much. Didn't know no Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Just knew karate and like straight small circles, jiu-jitsu. Yeah, and I just got into it, man. And I found something I loved, and I just wanted to like see how good I could get.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And can you tell us a little bit about how was that, first experience walking into the gym, man, right? Like I'm assuming like just for like everyone, right? Like, the first time in the gym, it can be humbling, right? It's like for some people they walk in there, they think they can, you know, beat the world. So for you, was that your story? Because I know for me, the first time I walked into the jiu-jitsu gym, I got my ass kicked handily, man. So, so for you, what was your story, bro? Yeah.
I came in just wanting to learn.
Yeah.
Watching a lot on TV. So at the time, Lyoto Machida was like real hot. He was undefeated, beating everybody. So I really wanted his style. So the first gym I actually walked into was a karate gym, which is pretty stupid. And I didn't do that bad. I didn't do that bad until I went to Y Crew. Y Crew was like a real eye opener for me. And that kind of like changed how I train and how I go about training. Put some bad habits in me, but it also instilled some good ones.
Yeah, 100%. And like, do you remember like those like let's say those like two or even one teammate that kind of like gave you a lending hand or like, hey man, let me take you under my wing and I'll teach you everything I know, or was it kind of one of those like you had to kind of figure it out for yourself type of deal?
The funniest part is the first person I met in the MMA community that was like a person I could like was Doomsday, John Howard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird making a friend with like a UFC fighter like first, like off bat. Like I would say I followed my own notes because like I went and competed against these guys, so I actually see who was good and who wasn't. And at my chance, I was like, when I'm gonna go down here to Y Crew, learn I want to learn some jiu-jitsu. It just was a mind opener, and then from then on, it's a learning process, man.
Yeah, 100%. And like, was John Howard, one of the like you said, you like he was like one of the first people you met in the MMA community, and especially him being in the UFC at the time. Did he keep pushing you to be kind of be like, hey man, let's have your first fight, man. Get in there, man. I think you're ready for this.
He was very encouraging.
Yeah,
We didn't train together. I just met him.
yeah,
Met at an ice event. I don't know if you've been around long enough to know what an ice event was. Manny Nabs used to have I believe Manny Nabs. No, was it Manny Nabs? His name was Manny. I don't
yeah.
remember who. But Ice was a big promotion. A lot of MMA fighters. It was in Rhode Island. So I went down with my girlfriend and my coach, and I ended up sitting behind John, and I'm like, fight one day, and he's like, yeah, you should. That's good. And then like in the intermission, they was like, and we have a special guest, blah blah blah. And they introduced John, and I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker actually made it. He's telling me to try it. I'm like, all right, that sounds cool.
No, yeah, 100%, man. That's awesome. I mean, and again, man, like just like like you said right there, like it went from like you saying, like, yeah, man, I want to try this to tell us about that first experience walking into the cage, man. Because I can assume it was probably a surreal experience being like, hey, man, not so long ago, I was just walking into the gym. Now I'm having my first fight. So was it kind of like a surreal experience just walking in there for the first time?
First fight
Yeah.
I I had
Mm-hmm.
was at a sold out Brockton Rock Stadium. I'm from Brockton, so it was a hometown fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a town guy. His name was Steve Dunn. So he sold like, I won't even lie, he sold like probably like 1,000 tickets, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He had the whole stadium rooting for him. And like these people knew who I was from the moment I got there. So they're on my back. They're like, yo, he's gonna fuck you up. So I'm like, word, that's how y'all feel? And you in Brockton? Like, this is my city, bro.
Yeah.
So when the fight started, I went straight at him, man. Didn't really care about the fear. Didn't know shit about wrestling. Didn't know really much about jiu-jitsu. Um, just knew that I wanted to go in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I accomplished it. It was a good fight. It wasn't like my best performance. It wasn't even a decent performance, but I made it all the way through. I was happy with what I did, at the moment.
Yeah, man, and you've been going at it for a long time, man, and having a good career too, man. And you know, kind of like we mentioned off the start, man, you have a fight on August 27th against Bruno Diaz, a fight that was supposed to happen from what I saw on July 2nd on the last card. So, can you kind of tell a little bit about the story there of like why it didn't happen on July 2nd, and then man,
Um,
it's like, what do you expect on August 27th?
so my son ended up being sick, and he ended up just having like some just crazy stomach pains. I get stomach pains too, so it might have been hereditary for me.
Mm,
So he had to be in the hospital. He wasn't eating. He wasn't holding shit down. So, I was in my and initially, how every father is. We like, oh, mom can take care of it. And I was still training. And
mm,
then the more like I'm like, oh, he's staying overnight. So I would leave training and go see him.
mm,
Like I'm well, then I let him leave. So the next day I went to work, training, and then I was like, he's still there. Went there again. And then after that, I was like, hey, coach, I'm not coming in. I'm gonna just make sure
mm,
it's okay. Told him I apologize about the fight. My son was in there for about like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
mm,
So I really like took like a week off, and like I don't like it if I gotta take that much time off during the camp.
mm.
If it's like a long, you know what I mean? Like if I don't have like another like 7, 8 weeks left, yeah, we can't afford that.
Yeah.
And I expect this guy to try and like keep his head next to my dick the whole fight. You know how these nut huggers be like they just like begging for a takedown, and hopefully that shit works. I don't think he'll submit me.
Mm,
I won a lot of black belts before. I won a lot of high level jiu-jitsu guys, so you know, I know I could hold my own on the ground. I'm not really worried about that. I think I'm gonna knock him out. I personally think. I think I'm a better. I'm a way better striker than him. More aggressive.
mm,
Um, I'm assuming his only chance is to take me to the ground and try and do something.
mm.
Something. I don't see him like standing one and fight a well-rounded fight. I see him wanting to like just keep his head like on my fucking dick, I'm assuming, or inner thigh. He's trying to work a fucking takedown. I'm gonna be like blasting him with elbows, blasting him with knees. Like I really want to see what he got because he said that he like I think the way he said it, his exact words was he broke his nose
Mm,
10 days before our last fight. And I'm like, bro, you broke your nose. Like, ain't that like what the fuck happens? Like, we break our nose all the time whenever you spar. You get a bloody nose. It's technically a broken nose, you know what I mean? It's nothing special, but
mm,
he pulled out. I got kind of mad about it because I'm like, bro, it'd be different if he pulled out like weeks before. He pulled out 9 days before the fight. Like,
mm.
that's some whole shit to me. Like, why the fuck was you sparring like that? And even if you was sparring like that, you had a whole 9 days to try and clear your face up, get your shit back together. But you felt like I was gonna punch you in the nose and it would bleed. Duh, that shit would still happen, you dumb fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, why did you cancel the last one? I don't even care no more, man.
Mm.
I wanted for this one was if he cancels, I still get paid. That's my stipulation. I think he's gonna cancel. I think he's gonna pull out. I think he's scared.
Mm.
I think at best he thinks that his jiu-jitsu is good enough. This ain't no gi match. I'm mad. I can punch you, I can elbow you. I don't have to let you do jiu-jitsu with me. So I think that's something that he really has fucked up in his head. And if he notices his last few fights, it's been the same shit. You can't submit people that easy in MMA. You know what I mean? And that's like we just fall into a bad position and then you capitalize on it. But if we're going into the fight and we're even, you know what I mean? It's like Jordan says, when the score's even, are you talking that shit? I doubt he will. I'm a bigger fighter. I'm a stronger fighter. Faster. More aggressive. I expect to do what I want with him.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. And again, right, like you said, it's it's a fight that's it's been supposed to happen for a while. You're finally getting your hands on him on August 27th. And another thing I like asking fighters, right, especially in the in the midst of training camp, after August 27th, what I mean, like, what's the first plate of the first food that you're gonna eat right after, man? Are we talking about some steak? We're talking some McDonald's that's open because it's the only thing that's open, or what, man? What's the first meal on your mind after the fight?
Directly after the fight?
Directly after the fight, like, what I mean, like, what's your go-to?
Damn, because it's so late, I can't have this little pizza spot that be in Plymouth, bomb ass pizza spot across the street, Plymouth Memorial. They make a bomb ass pizza. It's probably gonna be late and be drinking. It'll probably end up being some type of McDonald's or Burger King.
Okay.
Most likely. Whatever the drink, whatever the meal is, it's gonna be a Coke.
Cool. Hey, man. Hey, a Coke guy, man. I like that, man. Because I always argue with people, right? I'm like, Coke or Pepsi, right? Like, I'm a Coke guy, through and through. People say they taste the same, but I'm like, I don't know. Coca-Cola has that flavor, man. You know what I'm talking about?
They don't taste the same.
They don't taste the same, man.
Those are like people that wear like jeans in the gym. Weird motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, just like back to actually a serious question, right? August 27th, right? Everything goes well against Bruno Dias. What's your goals for 2022? Do you want to get another fight in before the end of the year, or just wait until 2023, get everything settled, and go from there?
We initially we was gonna chase the party because I feel like we was winning that fight. And it was a very good fight, and it left a real bad taste in my mouth. So I really wanted to get that back at the party, but if he's not around, he's not available. I'm willing to challenge myself. I want to have fun. I want to get higher in the rankings. I'm looking at some people. Being that I'm older, I can't really care no more. I can't really put friendships in the middle of it. So, I would love to fight Cupcake Campbell. I would love to fight Aaron Lacey. I would love to fight any of these people that's ranked. I want people that's ranked. Give me a rank. You know what I mean? And I just want to see what the best I got. I personally think I'm better than a lot of these people. I think in some areas they win. Some areas they excel. But this is fighting.
Yep.
As long as we fighting, I'm good.
Yeah, 100%, man. So again, man, like I said at the start, man, I really appreciate you doing this, man. And I don't want to keep you too long, man. You're a busy guy. Right before we go, man, do you want to plug in all your social media so everyone watching can go and follow you, man?
Lionel Books Young on Facebook, Books 508 on Snapchat, Books 508 on Instagram. Follow me. I'm excited, entertaining. I apologize I can't give y'all as much energy as I normally do, but I just had this fucking little tooth thing.
Are you good, bro? You good, man?
But I'm trying to give y'all as much energy as I can, man, while I can. And I just want you to know, man, I'm an advocate of violence. So however it ends, this will be a violent fight. Very.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna be in attendance too, man. So I can't wait to see it. So yeah, man, definitely, man. Yeah, so like, if I'm there, man, I'll say hi before. I know you're gonna be in the zone, but I mean, it'll be nice to get a couple words in before the fight, or even after, man. Maybe buy you up a post fight beer or something like that. If you're up for it.
Be cooler than the other side of the pillow, man. Come fight night. We can talk. We can chop it up before and after. I don't be giving a fuck.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. So again, man, I appreciate the time. And everyone watching, man, make sure to follow Leon Young on what social media, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. See him prepare for August 27th against Bruno Dias. It's gonna be a good one. So once again, Leon, it's gonna be a good one. And yeah, everyone watching, peace.